Good job.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
I love Arkansas. I love everything here. Give me that thing here. Woo!
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
Why did that happen in Fayetteville, Arkansas?
Dixon Street. It'll get you.
Streaming live from
Hit that line.
.com.
You want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
This is Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Jenkins.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious...
Jones for the win. He got it. He got it. He got it. Mason Jones banks in a three with 0.1 seconds to play.
All right, hold on. It's almost halftime.
I tell you what, somebody showed up at work today ready to roll. I mean,
you're talking about Matty T, aren't you?
Almost looking. Well, I never know what Matty T looks like. I'm stuck staring at you through this FaceTime thing that we do throughout the show. But
He's rather dashing today.
I just noticed, speaking of dashing, SmackDown. Yeah, Matt, that looks like Matty T on a regular day.
This is just me.
I'm wondering with you, what happened to the Hawaiian shirt? What happened to the backwards cap?
Well,
where are you today, man? You got your hair combed, and I know, make the hair joke right now. You got your hair combed, shirt pressed, collar, and everything. Are you you got a job interview later on today for some reason?
Not that I'm aware of, but the day is still young. No, no, just woke up feeling good this morning, and then kind of like what AT was just talking about, positive vibes only. And you know where positive vibes start, and that just means you look good, you feel good.
Your positive vibes are contagious.
Well, good, as long as that's the only thing that remains contagious on you.
I hope that's the only thing contagious about me.
That's right. That's SmackDown Jenkins, Matty T, looking you like usual Matty T in there.
It's just me.
Which is good.
You want me to unbutton? Here, if I'm too casual, I can unbutton and let some of the hamburger meat hang out.
Nah, that's fine. The way you were
okay.
dressed just a moment ago with that one extra button put up there was perfect. That was well done.
It
was a little jarring because I'm used to seeing the hat backwards these days.
That was the first time I wore the hat backwards.
Hey, leave a little something to the imagination, too. You don't want to show it all.
That's a good point. And I'm in the habit of, and I've really tried to get out of it because it's so hot. And me and you talk undershirts. Yeah. I don't know about you, Phil, but I know me and Maddie talked about it, 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I have this black undershirt, and it is like literally probably my all-time favorite undershirt.
It's your lucky undershirt.
It's a sleeveless black undershirt, but my God, is it uncomfortable during the summertime.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, it could be undershirt season or non-undershirt season. And when I worked in minor league baseball, sometimes there were days you figured, I could use the
protection,
the sweat sponge.
Yes,
essentially.
Even polo shirts are too hot right now.
That's right. That's right. Well, that's what you're dealing with these days.
These are pretty cool. I found these on sale from Kohl's, I think is where this came from.
That breathable Nike fabric.
Oh, that's good. So you could go out for a run in that shirt once you're done.
See, you just lost it right there.
You could. It doesn't mean I'm going to.
Yeah. In theory, I could go for a run, but also in theory, I could.
I could grow wings and fly away, but
Bingo.
You always realize something's a bit amiss if you ever see somebody taking a run in a collared shirt of any sort, right? Collared shirts and exercise don't usually go hand in hand unless it's golf.
I'll say one thing, too, and Tommy talked about this a day or two ago. And I never understood until I did it for the first time. But people during the summer, particularly fishermen, wearing long sleeves during the summertime.
Well, that's just to stop from having your skin melted off by the sun.
Fair, but I mean, at some points too, like if you are a sweater, like me, I mean, theoretically, you sweat through the shirt, then your shirt turns into sweat, and it cools you back off.
I just think you need to stay indoors.
You got the sleeve to wipe the sweat off your brow.
My mom just texted me and said, "Matthew, you are looking beautiful today."
Aww.
You are. That was my whole point when I brought it up before we said anything else today.
As long as I got Mama's approval, we're good.
You look beautiful.
Thank you.
I always was
you
told
both you both are rather dashing. Did we all collectively shave at the same time too?
I did yesterday.
Of course we did.
I'm trying to keep up.
My dad always told me, when you're searching for the perfect radio host, make sure that you picture that person without makeup on in the morning. Oh, maybe he was talking about the person I was going to marry. That's right. I got these things confused.
Either
I'm
one.
Sorry about that.
We're practically married. Us three are practically in a big, giant marriage, aren't we?
I spend more time with you virtually than anybody else. So, yeah, we are married.
Some kind of weird three-way.
I agree, yeah.
Can't say what.
Yeah. JT's building a house, no AC, 105 degrees, and he's playing the world's smallest violin for us.
JT, I'm right there with you. My dad does garage doors, installs and fixes them in shop buildings and houses, so I'm right there with you. I've done that plenty of times, and That is not comfortable.
Every time I drive by some construction, I'm like, oh man, those guys got it rough today.
Those guys are the real MVPs of during the summertime.
Not a day to be up on the roofs with the hot mops. Well, let's see. So Texas came out earlier this morning. The UIL, what they call it. Sometimes you get some of these alphabet soups amongst the state sports organizations mixed up.
Yep.
Yesterday it was the CIF in California. Today it's the UIL in Texas. Why can't we just be as easy as Arkansas and line up 3 letters side by side?
Triple A.
Yeah. Everybody in the state knows what we're talking about there. Yeah, not the American Auto Association. Yeah, Texas becomes the latest state to, well, they're doing things a little bit differently than when it seems from the other states, where, like, New Mexico has pushed back football and soccer to the spring. Virginia flat out canceled football in the fall, hasn't said anything about it for the springtime. New Jersey's pushed back fall sports to at least October the 1st. And then California, made the big announcement that it's not the first domino to fall, but it is the biggest domino to fall. The most heavily populated state, pushing back all fall sports to no earlier than December and possibly January by the time any athletic competition takes place in the state of California. So that's all the teams at once, every classification. Texas is doing a little bit differently here. So the 6 classifications in Texas, 1 through 4, are going to start their practice time and their season on time, or at least when the last communication from the UIL came out. They're going to have the first high school football game in Texas played around August the 24th. 1 month later, the bigger schools get to do it, the 5A and the 6A schools. So you're going to have a state where, just like here, football is religion, and the 6 classifications are working at 2 different time frames. It's not that this can't be done, but there's no doubt, and this was the big topic, I guess, yesterday about how it affects college football. California moving all fall sports to the winter. Man, that really throws the recruiting calendar into total disarray now, and gives you the thought that maybe this year, and maybe even in the future, hopefully, might do away with an early commitment date, or the early signing period that has become so prevalent. We started calling it the normal signing period over the last 2 years. But with California pushing all fall sports back, and Texas making at least a 1-month postponement to their football season in the higher classifications, those are the 2 biggest dominoes amongst all of the 50 states. And it's really amazing to see. I mean, how many high school athletes does this affect? I mean, you're talking.
Well, you're talking. I mean, just looking at the list that you have here, not the biggest markets, but I mean, particularly California and Texas are probably 2 of the biggest recruiting states, are the ones that push out the most high-profile athletes. I'm sure D.C. does the same thing. Every one of these states is going to have a lot of big-time athletes come out of it, including Arkansas. It's not as near as frequent as like a Texas, obviously, but you're going to have that.
Well, now that this is happening in let's just look at California. What's been the point of conversation about moving the college football season to the spring? A big part of it is the thought that
overlapping
big time players are going to opt out.
That too,
and just sit out there last year and get ready however they can for the NFL draft or the NFL combine. This whole idea of moving high school football to the spring is going to do the exact same thing, where there already have been a number of kids, not just from California, but also in Texas, that have said they're going to just do what they can to enroll in college early and forego that last season of high school football. And, man, I mean, think of all the kids. We put this in the context of the last 2 Heisman Trophy winners. Kyler Murray and Joe Burrow were, well, Kyler Murray was a total unknown before stepping into that starting role and running rampant, leading not only to a Heisman Trophy but also to being the number 1 overall pick, thanks to that last year, that 1 year. You know, Joe Burrow, maybe a 6th-round pick, maybe a 5th-round pick coming into this past season, has the greatest season in the history of college football for a quarterback. Heisman, national title, overall number 1. A lot of these players need these last seasons before they move on to whatever is next. That's where whatever is next can be decided. A lot of them are going to have, at least in their own minds, have a sense that they have no choice but to opt out. No changes in Arkansas yet. The AAA says we are a full go as long as the governor says so. Well, and of course, that's the real decision. 877-377-6963. We will come right back.
Governor Asa Hutchinson here on the Morning Rush.
I don't know how the public will react whenever you have a football player that tests positive. Will people feel comfortable pulling that one student out, isolating them, and going on about the game? We're going to have positive tests, and we have to deal with it just like we do in the work setting, in our family setting. Life doesn't stop.
Don't miss the Morning Rush. Weekdays from 6 till 9. Only on ESPN 95.3.
Now is the perfect time to invest in your own backyard oasis. Hi, Tommy Kraft here for my good friends at Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith. Burton Pools and Spas has everything you need. Semi-in-ground pools, right now starting at $9,997. You want a hot tub? This is the perfect time. Hot Springs hot tubs, starting at $26.95. Several luxury spas in stock to choose from. And you're sure to find the perfect hot tub for you and your family. Plus, Burton Pools and Spas has great deals on pool accessories, big green eggs, and all the outdoor living furniture you're ever going to need. Hey, it's all at Burton Pools and Spas. They're in Springdale and in Fort Smith, and you can find them online at burtonpools.com. For everything pools, it's your locally owned Burton Pools and Spas in Springdale and in Fort Smith. Burton Pools and Spas. They're your source for backyard fun.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
Hey, Ty Richardson for A Cut Above Lawn and Landscaping. They service commercial and residential lawns for weed management and fertilization for a lush, healthy lawn. Need bush hogging? They do that too. A Cut Above can make that driveway and fence look brand new with a good power washing. You don't have to put up with those unwanted pests either. Call today and get started with the flea, tick, and mosquito treatment to start enjoying the outdoors again. More than just a mowing service. They're A Cut Above. Call or text today at 479-719-5605. Lawn, landscaping, power washing, stump grinding, leaf removal, mulching, flea, tick, and mosquito control. 719-5605.
Elite Roofing is a locally owned roofing contractor. If you're building a new home or maybe need a new roof on your existing home, Elite Roofing can take care of you. Elite Roofing is known for their dependability and reliability. Just ask any of their satisfied customers. They are licensed and insured, and references are available upon request. If you need a roof, call your local roofing contractors. Elite Roofing, 478-8668. That's 478-8668. Elite Roofing, 478-8668.
We're now living in uncharted waters with the spread of COVID-19. With the partial closing of a lot of businesses, sadly, some will soon try and turn your possessions into their possessions. Guardtronic has been providing security for homes and businesses for over 60 years. Whether you need a camera system to keep an eye on things or a complete home security system, call Guardtronic, 479-785-2323, or go online to guardtronic.com. We have so many worries these days, safety should not be one of them. License E50.
Looking to upgrade your fleet or needing professional service to your existing fleet? Carco International of Fort Smith offers the latest trucks and equipment in the industry. With over 70 years in the trucking and equipment business, they have the experience to keep you on the road. Carco International offers professional service after the sale. Carco International Parts Department supplies all makes, parts, and gives expert service. Carco International is the answer. Leave it to the pros to keep you on the road. Carco International, located at 2721 Midland Boulevard in Fort Smith.
This is ESPN 95.3.
Hey, Surrey! Hey, yeah, I want to shoot, baby.
Make sure to follow Halftime on Twitter at HitThatLineAR and on Facebook and Instagram at HitThatLine. Follow the guys on Twitter at Phil Elson PXP, at Matt Travis, and at Matt Jenkins 44. Have a smart speaker? Just say play ESPN Arkansas to listen to Halftime anywhere you go.
ESPN Arkansas from TuneIn.
Now, back to the guys. Here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and SmackDown.
Major League Baseball, a couple days away from starting. The Cardinals have announced that Carlos Martinez is going to be the 5th starting pitcher. It's been almost 2 years since Martinez last made a start. Dealt with a shoulder injury a couple years ago. Was moved into the bullpen last year. Was decent. Saved 24 games, but he's now the 5th starter behind Jack Flaherty, Adam Wainwright, Dakota Hudson, and Miles Michaelis. And Korean import Kwang Young Kim, left-handed pitcher, who's never been a reliever during his time as a pro in Korea, is going to be the closer. Very interesting, very interesting. Also just saw this come across the line, that the Dodgers are optioning Gavin Lux, who was their starting second baseman last September and during the postseason. Lux was expected to be a front runner for the National League Rookie of the Year award, but reported to camp late. Reddy misplayed a few balls recently, and Dave Roberts was quoted as saying, "There's a lot of things with Gavin's swing. Need him to get him more at-bats, live simulated, and they're not too pleased with him." So they've optioned Lux to, well, I was going to say AAA. I guess it is the secondary camp location for the Dodgers, which interestingly is at USC. That is the same Dado Field at the University of Southern California, where the Razorbacks won 2 out of 3 from the Trojans last year. And I wasn't at that series, but I remember watching a couple of the games on the whatever you want to call that telecast that they did on the Pac-12 network, and doesn't really look much like a major league ballpark or anything close to it. And there are a lot of minor league stadiums within an hour, 90-minute drive or so from Dodger Stadium, but I guess they just wanted to make sure that the guys could stay out of terrible traffic and just go down the street, so to speak, in Los Angeles to USC. But that's not where Clayton Kershaw and all the stars for the Dodgers are practicing, but that's certainly where they might end up rehabbing if somebody gets hurt. It's I would picture, Major League ball players, SmackDown would fit in a lot better practicing at, I'd say any SEC ballpark than what we saw at USC.
You would think. I mean, and it's crazy to think. And every SEC school, it's like a minor league ballpark, and it's insane to compare that. I remember vividly. I don't remember who UCLA was playing. And we were talking about USC, but I remember watching a UCLA baseball game, and it wasn't even fair how the scenery was beautiful with the trees and everything that they had, but just the overall stadium was a joke compared to what Arkansas has.
Well, it was funny too. I remember Arkansas women's basketball played at Cal last November, and the baseball park is right next door to the basketball arena. And you look at that and you think, man, there are high schools that have 5 times this capacity. The playing surface was fine, but, you couldn't really even call it a stadium or a ballpark. It was really just a field with, 5 sets of bleachers, and that was it. 5 rows of bleachers. It was really something. But, hey, that's not where the Giants or the Athletics players are practicing. But Dodgers players that aren't with the, I guess, what is it, a 30-man roster to start this season? They're at USC. But, again, that keeps you from having to stay out of too much traffic when you're going back and forth. Driving around Southern California is a completely different animal. All right, updating some stuff about the Razorbacks. Day 1 of Arkansas basketball team camp got started yesterday. Saw some cool videos on the Twitter account, which also included Moses Moody throwing down some dunks. Isaiah Joe's not there. Now, I guess here's one of the questions that we'd asked quite a bit in the early portion of the pandemic SmackDown, which now, since you're only, 13 days away from the deadline of Isaiah and everybody else that's in the NBA draft to make their final decision, stay or go. August 3rd is the date, so Isaiah's not practicing with the Razorbacks until he makes the decision to come back to Arkansas. That's it. That's what it takes.
Before you said that, I was curious just how much I should read into this, being like, okay, he's probably leaning more towards going into the NBA draft or staying in the NBA draft versus coming back. But like you said, I mean, we need a decision to be made on this. And I'm being selfish about this just from a fan's perspective, but then you also look at it too. We've already talked about how's Musselman going to divvy out all these minutes. You know, if Isaiah Joe comes back, he's going to get a big chunk of those minutes.
Well,
that just creates more of an issue, or not an issue, but a problem.
It's too late to add anybody if Isaiah does decide to head out or if he stays in the draft. It's the decisions as to who gets the minutes are not going to be made in the next 13 days. That's made in October, and then if and when the season does start, the first handful of games, and you go from there. But the makeup of the team isn't going to change if Joe leaves. Right now, I mean, it doesn't look like they're counting on him to be part of the team. I don't know what sort of communications that they're having with Isaiah as far as literature that the rest of the players are getting and reading in preparation for the start of the upcoming semester. But, yeah, I mean, I think we'd like to know. I'm sure that Eric Musselman and his staff would like to know what Isaiah is going to do. But I don't think anything that happens in the next 13 days will be any decision about playing time. I think if Isaiah's not there, sure, there are other players that are going to get many more minutes. If he is there, then you get your top-notch shooter. You get the guy who should be your leading scorer.
Because if he leaves, there's only 12 on the roster, correct?
Well, there's 15. Didn't they use?
Or maybe maybe I'm thinking of scholarship players.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's at 13 now, and if Isaiah Joe goes,
it'd be 12 scholarship
down
players.
To 12. That's exactly right. All right.
Which would be a lot easier theoretically. I mean, I say that tongue in cheek. It's not easy, but I mean, if he leaves, pretty much the only if he's I need to quit saying leaves because he's already technically left more or less. But if he stays in the NBA draft, the only player that's coming back that had sizable minutes last year was Desi Sills.
Yeah.
Which at that point, then it's kind of like, all right, you want to play, and then that's where that competitive edge. And I know we've talked about it. Morning Rush has talked about it. Those competitive practices that they're fixing to get in Fayetteville, which is going to be. I wish I could just sit there and watch because it's going to be the most intense practice of all time.
Well, and it is a completely different team. 10 players suiting up that did not play a single minute for Arkansas last year, and you get the 4 kids coming in that have had huge success in high school, especially last year. You get your 3 grad transfers who have played well in other schools and are coming here knowing they have one more year to make a mark and find a way to get to the professional level and play at the top-notch college basketball conference. And then you get the guys who sat last year at Arkansas watching the other guys have the fun or deal with what was a roller coaster season, knowing that they might be able to help it. They have no shot because they didn't get their transfer waiver. Everybody's got their own perspective coming in, but yes, 10 players who did not suit up for Eric Musselman last year. There can't be another team in the country that has essentially 10 total newcomers that are going to be on their men's basketball team.
I know I'm young and I'm 27. I've mentioned that, but I can't recall a time since I've been alive or since I've started following Razorback basketball, a season where there was this much anticipation or this much build-up, this much hype, which rightfully so because it's an incredible recruiting class and even better like grad transfer market that came to Arkansas. But and maybe our older listeners that been around for longer, I don't recall a season where it was this much excitement. Maybe during after the 1990 season heading into the Corliss Williamson era of Arkansas, but there's a lot of excitement around this team, and rightfully so.
Well, and imagine how much more excitement will be generated if Joe rescinds his name from the draft.
Absolutely.
Like I remember after the 2017 college baseball season, the day after Arkansas was eliminated, was it the day after? It wasn't too far after. Blaine Knight had tweeted a statement saying he's coming back, and that really got everybody You know, not only that, but you had Luke Bonfield and Carson Shaddy both go through the draft undrafted. So at that point, you realize, well, look at all these guys that are returning, and you got a great recruiting class, and you started to think you might have something special for next year. Turned out they were fairly special, came so close to a national title. Now, I'm not saying that Isaiah Joe coming back to Arkansas basketball for next year makes them national title material. Maybe it does. I don't think we have any clue because, 10 newcomers. But, man, that would really gin up the excitement, and it would I think does the interest need to be any more piqued in the basketball team than it already is? Let's get the frenzy up, right? Well, okay, Nikki Chavanel joins us next from Rivals, talking football recruiting. Hogs got 2 gets over the weekend for football. I want to talk to Nikki about what's going on with high school football, just in case. 877-377-6963. Questions for Nikki.
About work, or maybe you're out of work. Stop. Hit reset. You can start a new life as an IT pro in as little as 4 months from the comfort of your own home, even if you have 0 computer experience. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. Live online classes meet just twice a week. An emergency relief grant of up to $3,500 is available to those who qualify. It's not rocket science. It's mycomputercareer.edu.
30 for 30 podcasts offer captivating storytelling, going beyond the field to explore how sports, competition, athleticism, and adventure affect our lives and our world. Sports stories like you've never heard before. 30 for 30 podcasts are presented by Volvo. At Volvo, nothing is more important than protecting people, both inside the car and out. So wherever you go, summer safely. Explore exclusive offers during the Volvo Summer Safely Savings Event. Visit volvocars.com/US to learn more.
It's that time of year, baseball season, and time to clean. Let Service Master Clean help you with your carpet, upholstery, and floor cleaning. Service Master Clean has been an industry leader for more than 60 years and back their work with a satisfaction guarantee. Eliminate dirt and grime from your carpet, hardwood, tile, and laminate floors. Call your local Service Master Clean, 479-646-4087. That's 646-4087 or ServiceMasterPC.com.
Wave Rural Connect is bringing state-of-the-art fiber, internet, TV, and phone services right into your home. Get amazing fast fiber internet, 100 megabits for only $49.95 per month, or 1 gigabit for only $79.95 per month. TV packages from the basics to our amazing altered TV, starting at $32.95. Fiber phone services start at $29.95. Go to waveruralconnect.com to find out if we are installing in your area, or call 1-833-4-WAVE-RC. Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Tri-Hill Turf offers the highest quality turf and pest services. Hey, you say those are big words. Well, let's see. Tri-Hill Turf and Pest has a company agronomist, state and nationally certified technicians, free soil testing, and they even have precision GPS guided application equipment. Now that's high tech. For over 30 years, Tri-Hill Turf and Pest has used the latest application technology, and they strive for turf and pest excellence. They are your local turf and pest experts. Call the local team at 782-0404. Tri-Hill Turf and Pest.
Hello, would you like me to find workout classes near you?
There are no stores that sell glasses within 10 miles of your location.
There's enough artificial in the world. That's why Michelob Ultra is brewed with no artificial colors or flavors. With just 95 calories and 2.6 carbs. Superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. 2019 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri. 95 calories, 2.6 grams carbs, 0.6 grams protein, and 0.0 grams fat for 12 ounces.
You probably didn't know until about right now, but you want to order wings. But not just any wings. You want Buffalo Wild Wings award-winning wings with their 24 sauces and seasonings. Get these meaty, juicy, crispy wings delivered hot and fresh straight to your door right now. When you want wings, you should just get wings. Order takeout and delivery at BuffaloWildWings.com or through the new Buffalo Wild Wings app. Buffalo Wild Wings, because let's be honest, cooking is hard, delivery is easy. Subject to availability, fees may apply.
Some buffalo wings.
Hello, sports fans. I know you are ready for sports to return. Hi, this is Sherry Traylor with Floyd Traylor Honda, and we have been proud to be your local hometown dealer for over 43 years. Come out and see us at 3200 South Zero Street and see all of our models we have in stock. Or give us a call at 479-434-5975. And you can check out our full inventory online at trailerhonda.net. And remember to please buy local.
This is ESPN 95.3.
Hey,
You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Jenkins.
Hans trying to defend. 15 to shoot. Jones step back. 3 on the way. He got another one. My goodness. 31 for Mason Jones. It's 70 to 54.
Just realized it's National Junk Food Day. I thought every day was National Junk Food Day. Doritos and Kit Kats will work for me today. I guess that's going to be dinner. That's the bachelor life. You know it. Well, let's talk with Nikki Chavanel, who was not with us last week. She was on the beach. So I forget if you were on the beach or the lake, Nikki. You told us a couple weeks ago. My brain's fried. I forgot. Good to have you back. How and where was vacation?
And it was really, really nice. Loved spending time with my family. But, man, it was like you go outside and there's no breeze and it's so humid. It was tough. But we were out in the water a lot, so stayed away from the heat a little bit as much as we could.
Got the mosquito bites that go along with the no draft?
I don't know why, but mosquitoes didn't love me, thankfully.
Lucky you. All right. Well, we had Hutch on last week. He was good, but he couldn't do the Nikki Chavanel impersonation, which means we couldn't talk a lot about the recruits that Arkansas is looking for and the commit that they're getting. And all right, so let's we got a lot of questions about the possibility of eliminating early signing period and the things that Texas and California are doing. But first, let's talk about the two Arkansas football commits that Sam Pittman got over the weekend. So let's start with Aaron Outley. This was not a surprise for you, but this is a nice get for a school that specializes in very, very exciting tight ends.
Yeah, so Aaron, a few weeks leading up to his announcement, it was becoming more and more clear that, he wants to be at Arkansas. He was trying to hold out for some visits at Oregon and Florida State, but then Florida State took another tight end. So it just seemed like, there was a delay for pretty much no reason at that point. Visits aren't going to happen for a while anyways. And the recruits, they were, obviously treating him like a commitment already and putting the pressure on. And he was also getting involved in doing recruitment behind the scenes as well. When I talked to Solomon Wright's dad, Kenyatta Wright, yesterday, he was saying that recruits were calling Solomon before he committed and asking, telling him why he committed to Arkansas over other schools. And Aaron Outley, I know it was him because his dad mentioned that it was, Oregon and Florida State that he was picking Arkansas over. So even before Aaron announced, he was kind of recruiting for Arkansas. And, that's a huge commitment. He was absolutely must get. I think probably the most, must get guy of this class besides Terry Wells. So glad that they got that done with Coach Cooper. Haven't had a lot of experience with his recruiting so far, but getting Aaron Outley is a testament to that. And, it was a full staff effort as well.
You mentioned Solomon Wright. Fair to say that the flip from Texas Tech to Arkansas for the defensive tackle was a huge surprise or just a moderate surprise?
To me, it was a surprise. Ever since, I'd heard of him before. I knew he was the son of Kenyatta Wright, who was a linebacker for the Jets, and he played at Oklahoma State. Someone even had mentioned on the board, 8 months ago, I wish they would go after this guy, and that was when Chad Morris was still here. So he lives in Oklahoma, had a gigantic junior season, committed to Texas Tech, but then, he started thinking about, options a little closer to home, even though at Texas Tech he'd get to play like Oklahoma and Oklahoma State, his dad's alma mater. His dad told me that he just felt the best opportunity for him to succeed, not just in college, but beyond life after football would be coming to Arkansas and getting into that network that everyone always talks about that, the UA has with businesses around Northwest Arkansas.
Speaking to Nikki Chavanel here on Halftime, I want to go back to Aaron Outley just for a second, and I didn't really put two and two together, but a three-star kid. But when you look at the schools that he was getting recruited by, and they were some of the big names of college football, A&M, Florida State, Michigan, Penn State, LSU. And I was just curious from your standpoint, because you're who we go to with recruiting, the 3-star rating and for who he was getting recruited by didn't really add up to me. So did he has he struggled to this point and then had a killer junior season, or help explain that to me?
Well, he didn't really get on the radar until his junior year, and then the offers started piling in, and it definitely seemed like he'd be one of the guys on track for a 4th star. But none of the kids in the in-state right now by Rivals are ranked 4 stars. They're all 3 stars, and that has to do with just the fact that, the analysts can't get out here very much, so he's relying on tape. And on tape, Outley, they play him as just a really large receiver, so there's not a lot of blocking on his tape. And then he ran sort of on the slower side at a camp in his 40, so I think that held him back. The analyst is just, less likely to take a chance on someone that they don't feel very sure on or haven't seen a ton of. So he could definitely move up. The offer list, backs that up, but we'll have to see how his senior season goes. I know Rivals is going to wait until they get more tape. They're not just going to move kids around right now.
Are there any other recruits out there that could be making their commitments here soon?
I would actually look towards that 2022 class. I think there are a few in-state kids that are closer to making a decision than some of the targets that Arkansas is still waiting for the 2021 class. So, I'd look out for that. Guys like James Joyner, J.J. Hollingsworth, and then they just offered Caden Turner over at Fayetteville High School. Isaiah Satenya, the wide receiver at Fayetteville as well. His dad is a track coach at the University of Arkansas. So a lot of guys that could just start a movement and start committing pretty much at any point, I think.
One thing Phil mentioned when we kicked off the show, and I'll bring Phil back when I ask this, but California postponing football to the spring, Texas football pushing it back to a month going into a little bit later September and then October. How is this going to maybe not necessarily affect, but change how big-time college programs are going to go about recruiting? And when you look at the early signing period, how's this all going to change and probably affect how they do their business right now?
Well, recruiting as it is, like evaluation is already a big hit and miss sort of situation. So I just think this time around there's going to be some more misses. You're not going to get to see as much of kids as you would like, but you're still going to take chances on, based on their previous tape and, other colleges that are recruiting them already. But it's going to be tough for some kids to get attention at this point. But I definitely, with that early signing period, I'm just not sure how they can go through with that. And someone mentioned how are they going to enroll early if you can't sign early? Well, they actually, they sign a financial agreement. And so even if, a kid has their senior season pushed off and they still want to enroll early, they can go ahead and do that. Arkansas right now, I'm not going to name them because it's, VIP content. I've put in the work to get these names, but 7 of the 15 2021 commits right now are on track to graduate early. So that's pretty much whether they have a season or not. Most of these kids understand that getting on your college campus early, really gives you a big advantage going into your first year in terms of getting to play sooner than other kids.
You know what I think it ends up leading to, and I've seen a couple of analysts that touched on this, and the first thing they hit on is exactly what you said, a lot more misses, just because of the nature of recruiting anyway in a normal year, and you can't have face-to-face eyes on feet watching a game, and film just doesn't do the same for it. And then there's going to be the case of kids that just don't play, that have a season where they just practice and don't play at all. So with that said, with more misses in college football, do you think that could possibly loosen the vice grip that some schools have on the top 10 classes every year? Georgia, Ohio State, Alabama, A&M. It's a broken record every year. Maybe this pandemic changes that a little bit and leads to more parity in college recruiting?
I wish that was something I could foresee happening, but it's just like you said, the guys that recruit top 10 every single year, they're going to keep doing that. And even if they have a few more misses, their overall talent is going to be so far ahead of other people that it just doesn't make that much of a difference. A good coach and a good staff can always make a team with less talent seem a lot better than they are, but just in general, having, top 100 kids, multiple of them, those kids are usually pretty undisputed. They might fizzle out because of something other than their talent, but we kind of know that those kids all have legitimate talent if they, have their head on straight and do the right thing.
So the fact that California has got more high school athletes than any state in the country has pushed these fall sports to the winter, essentially. They're going to start either in December or most probably in January. Now, that might not affect Arkansas in football or maybe any sport as far as kids that they're targeting, but it affects a lot of other schools. What is pushing that whole calendar back to the wintertime due? Now, I know you're covering Arkansas and more about the SEC in this part of the country, but in your estimation, what does this do for Pac-12 football, for other conferences that do heavily recruit on California talent?
Well, I think they'll continue to heavily recruit the area, but I think they're going to, shift focus a little bit to other states that have plenty of talent, and that means that, there's more fighting for these top kids. So it's just going to, create more really tough recruiting battles amongst these schools. Luckily, Arkansas doesn't have to be in that, but because maybe schools don't target California recruits as hard, they may have more competition for some kids thereafter. I don't think we have to worry about that right now. I think we can tell that this 2021 class, it's not going to be star-studded, but in 2022, that's when you really start trying to build, Sam Pittman's, his kind of reputation as not just an offensive line recruiter, but as a, class builder. I think, that could be more of an issue, but hopefully by then, we have this figured out.
It's great to have you back, Nikki. You're the best. Before we let you go, National Junk Food Day. What's your choice at the convenience store?
I've been really in lately.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I bought those really long ones for our drive, and now I have a 40-pack of the little ones in my pantry.
Sounds good. I could eat a Rice Krispie treat or 20. Homemade is always better than store-bought, just like everything else. It's good to be back with Nikki. We'll have her back next Tuesday.
Thanks, Nikki.
All right.
Bye, y'all.
877-377-6963 to get with us, and might as well ask you what's your go-to junk food snack. And I have a lot of them, and I can't just pick one favorite thing. But these days, I'm into Doritos and Kit Kats, and I got a very special way to eat a Kit Kat because I'm a very special person.
Oh, oh no! I think I know which way you're talking about.
Layer by layer, my friend.
I'm done with you.
It's like my personality, an onion. Layer by layer, right back.
Joe's Grill and Cantina is making Saturdays even better with $1 tacos and $1 specialty draft beers. You can't go wrong with Taco Saturdays and specialty draft beers for just $1, plus $3 margaritas every day. Joe's Grill and Cantina, making your Saturdays even better with $1 tacos and $1 specialty draft beers. $1 tacos and $1 draft beers every Saturday at Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
July is here, and at Frank Rowe Furniture, we're celebrating all month long with our Made in the USA furniture and Speed Queen washers and dryers on sale. Also on sale is our GE French door refrigerators, gas and electric ranges, and dishwashers. We also have new in-stock stainless steel 36-inch ranges, double French door refrigerators, vent hoods, and stainless steel dishwashers for all your custom building needs. Frank Rowe Furniture, best seats in the house.
With over 40 years combined experience, the team at the law offices of Craig L. Cook understand the definition of work. Real work. Working for you. Whether you've been injured in an auto accident, on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help navigating bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook, with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
And now a game of Commercial Chicken, brought to you by Progressive, where we see how long Flo can go without talking about insurance. Ready? Go.
Hi. Guess we should talk about something. How's the, vermicelli game in your town? Got any good Vietnamese restaurants? Vermicelli? Oh, it's a noodle. Very good. Drivers who switch to Progressive could save big.
Okay, you win. We can't help but save customers money. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Did you know that you can get your car serviced or repaired without ever leaving your house? All you have to do is call Jody's Auto Service Center at 479-649-3399. Jody's will pick up your vehicle, service or repair it for you, and return it fully disinfected to your driveway. Pickup and delivery is free for jobs $75 or more. Jobs less than $75 can be picked up and returned for a $10 fee. Let Jody's Auto Service Centers handle all your service and vehicle repair needs. Call 479-649-3399. Jody's Auto Service Center.
Your locally owned TGI Fridays in Fort Smith is now open for dine-in, curbside to go, and delivery for both lunch and dinner, 7 days a week. TGI Fridays is taking your safety seriously, following every guideline. Enjoy Fridays favorites like appetizers, burgers, sandwiches, salads, all the great Fridays, signature entrees, kids meals, and great desserts. TGI Fridays, now open for dine-in, curbside to go, and delivery. Call 479-484-0906. That's 484-0906. Or order online at Fridays.com. Your locally owned TGI Fridays at I-540 in Rogers and Fort Smith.
Hey, show us your crack. What?
Nah, they're talking about the crack in your windshield.
Oh, now that makes sense. Mr. Autoglass and ESPN Arkansas are teaming up to replace your broken, cracked windshield. Just go to hitthatline.com and send us a picture of your cracked windshield. One lucky entrant will get a new windshield from Mr. Autoglass in Fort Smith. Show us your crack from Mr. Autoglass and hitthatline.com.
Geico gets you access to licensed agents 24/7, which means that Geico is always there for you. If only everyone was always there for you, like your mom, when you fill out really, really important paperwork on the first day of a new job.
Name, check. Birthday, social security, is that a thing? Hey, Mom, what is my social security number? Mom? Okay, let's guess. 0017. Oh, Gemini. Hashtag done.
Geico, always there for you, with savings and 24/7 access to licensed agents.
This is ESPN 95.3. You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Jenkins.
Razorbacks beat the pressure this time into the front court. Isaiah Joe, quick three, and it's good. Joe with a three with 1:09 to go. Hogs are back up 74-68. Just when it looked like the Hogs might let the air out of it, Isaiah Joe cans a three.
All right, SmackDown. So for every time you take a Kit Kat bar and just bite it.
I'm a little mad at you right now.
Which tastes fine, don't get me wrong. I'm the one who's being a little more patient, taking his time, taking the very shapely Kit Kat bar, not all four of them, but just the one.
No, right.
I am removing bite by bite, very careful, small, little bites with my front teeth, removing the chocolate on the long sides, then removing the chocolate on the ends, and then very carefully removing each wafer layer one by one. And if you think a Kit Kat tastes good the way you just, chomp it like Cookie Monster, it tastes 100 times better just by taking the extra 60 seconds that I do.
Okay, all right. Hang on, because you both came on to me during the break, and y'all you killed me over the break because you do the same thing, don't you?
I do, yeah.
See, I don't know. I like Kit Kats. Kit Kats is probably like my third choice of like the junk food. Reese's Cups is it for me.
I do a similar thing with Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
Do you just throw the Reese Cup in your mouth? Do you just?
I ain't got
you probably just throw it in wrapper and all. Who has time to even open up the wrapper?
I'm a fat guy, but I'm not that fat where I just throw the whole thing in. No, but I don't know. I know a lot of people. I think it was one of my friends in college, and he did that. And I sat there and watched him.
I do it with Twix bars too. I eat the caramel off the top first, then I go for the cookie.
That's just I don't know.
That's called having respect for your ingredients. They're separated for a reason.
But okay, all right. Anyway, if SmackDown, thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. So SmackDown, you're working with a couple of sociopaths.
So let's say this: I'm not putting you in the category of ketchup on steak, but you're not far off.
Whoa, easy. Whoa.
877-377-6963. Robert in Fort Smith, can you help us settle this little argument we're having?
My God.
Well, Phil, I couldn't take that long to eat a Kit Kat bar. That's too long for me.
So, okay, Robert, how would you eat a Kit Kat? Will you just eat it like a normal human being or like Phil and Maddie T?
No, I'd eat it normal. I would
Smart man.
Gulp it, but I'd want one piece, one stick at a time,
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yes, I do eat it one stick. Yes, I make sure I point that out. I just don't do all 4 pieces at one time. No.
You give yourself
No, you don't.
Yes.
No, you don't. You buy the entire box at Walmart, and you take it into the car, and you just wolf the box down, paper and all.
Depends on how hungry I am.
That's exactly right. All right, Robert.
God.
What else you got?
Save us, Robert.
Real quick, I want to get to, I feel like football versus the virus, college football, and I feel like we're in the fourth quarter, and college football's down by 14 points, and there's only 8 minutes to go because there's got to be some decisions made in the next 2 weeks, and I don't know why we keep waiting. I mean, we know we're probably going to play, but how are we going to play? That's kind of where, because Texas came out and said they're going to let 50,000 fans in the stadium. So,
Robert,
why do we keep waiting?
Robert, I think I saw where I believe it was, and I'm gonna mispronounce her last name, but she's an Heather Dinich. I think her and there was another gentleman from ESPN said that they almost could barely confirm that they will be a decision made for football, particularly in the SEC, by July 31st, which pretty much everybody has said they're going to have it made by the end of the month. But I'm like, I feel like we know what the decision's coming. It's just a matter of making it official. I don't know about you.
Exactly. So I just wish they'd hurry up and get to it so we can move on because camp starts August 13th or 14th?
Camp's supposed to start in early August, yeah. I mean, here's the thing. I think that you're not going to see – I don't think there's going to be a cancellation in 2 weeks.
Right.
I think that what they've done here is buy time by not making any decisions like the Big Ten or the Pac-12 did. And even those two conferences bought time and flexibility by going to conference only. And really, I think it's a foregone conclusion now that the Power 5 conferences and the Group of 5 conferences are separated, at least for this upcoming season. I don't see those two sides playing against each other. You don't have to make a decision as to a cancellation for the season in early August. But if you don't think you can play Labor Day weekend, you can try to push it back 2 weeks. I think what you'll see is a series of 2-week postponements until it doesn't make any sense to continue postponing, and you either cancel the season or say, well, we're going to see what this thing looks like in January, February, or March.
All right. Well, thanks, guys.
You're the man, Robert. I appreciate Robert, too, because he's on my
call,
side.
Robert. Learn how to eat a Kit Kat bar.
No, he's doing it the right way. Damn it. Come on.
Look, part of some things take time, and I have eaten a Kit Kat bar the way that you'd like me to eat it all the time. But when I've got an extra moment, all it takes is 60 seconds and a little bit of skill, just a tiny little bit of skill to separate the wafers.
Fair.
You just have to know how to engineer. Just have to know how to reverse engineer a chocolate bar properly, the way that me and Maddie T do.
We're going to leave this up
wafer by wafer.
I'm down 2-1 right now, but I think I've got Mike and Fort Smith is on my side, JT and Hot Springs is on my side. So it's 3.
Also try this. Put your Reese's peanut butter cups in the freezer.
Yes,
they last even longer.
Absolutely, yes.
Yes, and then you can take them out of the freezer, and they fit perfectly in your hand to throw as a weapon. They're great weapons, and they actually you can skim them on a lake. If you really want to impress your friends, show them how you skim Reese's cups on Lake Fayetteville.
Oh man! Well,
I got all kinds of great ideas for you.
Well, you did,
but like George
idea.
Like George Carlin says, most of those ideas suck. Adam crushes Nutty Buddy into pieces and pours milk over it.
Oh my
it's like cereal.
That sounds
all right.
My God,
that sounds delicious. Here's a good one, and I think I passed this one on to BE on the text machine here, and probably added 100 pounds to his frame. I love s'mores. I got a thing for s'mores, but I like s'mores made in the microwave better than made at a campfire. Like, you don't have the nostalgia of the campfire and the action of actually seeing your marshmallow in flames and turning into a black charred piece of sugar right in front of you.
But you don't get the toasted flavor
Exactly.
from the microwave.
Yes.
I've
You
even
don't
used
need-
like one of
don't
those
need-
things for creme brulee, you know, the little flame to
Yes.
toast it that way.
Yeah.
It's great. It's a great way to singe off your eyebrows. I
It
guarantee
is, yeah.
that's what would happen. So you start with the graham cracker on the bottom. Then, of course, you got to break the Hershey's bar into individual bricks, perfectly laid bricks. And then you put down your brick of chocolate on the graham, 30 seconds in the microwave. Then put on the marshmallow, big ones, not small ones. 10 seconds, and you get to watch it expand. So it doesn't flame, but it expands, and that's kind of fun. It's like a sugary balloon. And then you put your top graham on top, and boom, you mash it together, and the chocolate is melted perfectly. The marshmallow has expanded to where it's nice and sugary and caramelized, and it is perfect. And it won't get all over your hand, and you don't have to get bitten by mosquitoes at the campfire.
But isn't that
You're welcome.
Isn't that 90% of the fun of it, though? Being around
No.
the campfire and
No, who wants to sing songs with people and
how
do the
dare-
kumbaya thing and everything? Come on. I want to be indoors. I want to have air conditioning. And I want to have a perfectly made s'more.
I don't want to be worrying about Jason Voorhees, you know, coming to chase me
Fair.
through the woods.
Valid point. The heck was that segment? Y'all got me fired up about this whole Kit Kat thing.
Well, that's what brought it on. I realized I hit a nerve with you.
I'd be curious how Ty eats it, because if Ty eats it the same way, then I'll...
He puts ketchup.
Of course he does.
Give me a hell yeah!
Of course he does. All right, no guests coming up in the second hour. Your calls, texts, your ideas on however you want to eat a candy bar if that makes you a sociopath. We're up for all of it. 877-377-6963. NFL has their COVID testing plans. We'll get to that after the break.
River City Bistro is open for lunch and dinner 7 days a week. River City's dining room is set up for your safety and comfort, or enjoy outdoor dining on the spacious patio. River City Bistro, locally owned and open Monday through Friday 11 to 8. Weekends 10 till 8 for brunch and dinner. Want River City curbside to go? Search on Facebook or Instagram for River City Bistro and order right from the page or on the website at rcbistro.com. River City Bistro, 7320 Rogers Avenue in the Stonewood Village Shopping Center.
You have work to do. You need a tractor that helps get it done. TYM has the full range of tractors designed to meet the task. With the TYM easy-to-use controls and features, switching from one job to another is easy. And with the full range of models from 19 horsepower to 105 horsepower turbo, there is a TYM tractor that's right for the job and for you. But you can't buy a TYM tractor just anywhere. It's only sold at authorized TYM dealers like Bush Tractor, 7301 South Zero, Fort Smith.
This time of year is hectic, and we know you have things to do and places to be. Southern Tire Mart can help you get there and save you money on America's most trusted brands like Michelin and BF Goodrich. Take advantage of our $29.95 oil change, which includes a 27-point vehicle inspection. Come see us at Southern Tire Mart just off I-540 at exit 14 in Fort Smith today for quality Michelin and BF Goodrich tires and the best-in-class service. Get where you need to be with Michelin, BF Goodrich, and Southern Tire Mart.
In the office, on the course, poolside, or on the sideline, Pinnacle helps you make the call. A hosted PBX business phone system can provide all the benefits of a traditional phone system without the high cost. Now through the end of July, add 4 new hosted PBX phones and get the 5th one at no additional cost. 5 phones for only $99 a month? Now that's a deal you need to call on. Business communication your way. Pinnacle Telecom, tomorrow's technology today.
Dee's Family Restaurant of Alma at 39 Column Lane across from the water park is now reopened and ready to serve you. We're open 5:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. 7 days a week. Breakfast is served all day and our full menu is available at 10:30 a.m. All you can eat steak on Thursday night, cooked order prime rib on Friday night, and now we deliver on Waiter. Curbside and to-go is still available. Call ahead 632-1014.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
Partly cloudy sky tonight, and overnight low will drop down into the low 70s. We'll have a sunny start to our Tuesday with a chance of a few showers or storms throughout the day. Our high into the lower 90s. Now Wednesday, we'll see a better opportunity for some showers and storms. Our high, once again, low 90s. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Outside is fun again with Mosquito Joe. Mosquito Joe rids your yard of pesky mosquitoes, ticks, and fleas so you can enjoy being outside. Call Mosquito Joe at 479-202-9960 or visit ArkansasMosquitoJoe.com.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. This is Halftime, coming at you from the Bushlight Studios on ESPN 95.3.
You guys are awesome, baby. You have these guys, ESPN in Arkansas. They do a good job.
Live from the Bushlight Studios.
I love Arkansas. I love everything here. Give me that thing here.
On your favorite Arkansas sports talk station.
Why did that happen in Fayetteville, Arkansas?
Dixon Street. It'll get you.
Streaming live from
HitThatLine.com.
You
want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
This is Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Jenkins.
My calculations are correct. When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious...
Jones for the win. He got it. He got it. He got it! Mason Jones banks in a three with 0.1 seconds to play!
All right, hold on. It's almost halftime.
All right, so I even put it out on Twitter there to see if anybody eats Kit Kats the way that I eat it, and I got one back here. Brian says I'm not alone in my struggle, so there are other sociopaths out there here on Junk Food Day. Okay,
I just appreciate Mike and Fort Smith coming back and saying that you practice patience on Kit Kats, but you microwave s'mores.
No, it's all about taste in that case. Better in the microwave than on a flame.
You're also getting the chocolate melted, too, in the microwave.
You two are really laying out some of these bold takes today.
Did y'all ever try the mint chocolate Kit Kat? Oh, my God.
Those mint stuff like that weirds me out sometimes.
Really?
Like
I love
mint's fine, but it's I don't know. I don't want mint and chocolate at the same time.
Phil, where do you stand on mint and chocolate?
They work perfectly.
Of course.
Thank you. Almost like peanut butter and jelly.
Yep.
Yeah, we are much different in many, many ways here, SmackDown.
I would just say, if anybody out there listening, you trust my opinion because I've obviously ate well in my life.
And start savoring it more.
I can't get one past Matty today. Every time I think I've got him covered, it's
give me a hell yeah.
So one of the topics we had, one of the topics of conversation we had yesterday surrounded the tweet storm from NFL players concerning the fact that they had not agreed to the protocols for coronavirus testing throughout the at least training camp and whatever the season would look like after that. It does seem that the NFL and the Players Association have at least come to an agreement on what it will look like during training camp. Now, I wonder if I had a bit here from Sean McVay, the head coach of the Los Angeles Rams. Now, remember, as I understand, all NFL teams must open their facilities at the same time. You're not allowed to have one team in facilities with another outside of the facilities. So everybody's got to be on the same page before essentially training camp can start. And with all of the moving parts that go into the beginning of an NFL training camp, you got to wonder if things will start on time. This is Sean McVay yesterday. Or it would help if I made sure I didn't have this thing muted, but here we go.
I'll tell you the weirdest thing, and I've talked to a lot of our people about it, Dan, is usually when you get about a week out, and right now that's exactly where we're at, start to get revved up, get excited, just like I know you feel when you know you're getting ready to kick off, training camp in the preseason, and there's something about this time that you know the amount of things that have to take place for that to logistically get off and get going. Something about it tells me maybe there's a chance that things get moved back.
So maybe there is a chance things get moved back. How far? Who knows? But there's a lot of tests that have to be administered over a short period of time. A person with knowledge of the situation had said that all players would be tested upon intake. Once they get to the facilities, they will be tested and sent home or to a hotel, and they'll have to quarantine for 2 days. They'll take a couple of days of quote-unquote remote classes with the rest of their teammates and then have another COVID test on the 4th day of camp. So they have to test negative twice over a 4-day stretch before players can take part in training camp activities. So they at least have agreed to this. They will have daily testing for a minimum of 2 weeks during training camp, and it can be adjusted after that. I know the players SmackDown had wanted aggressively for the daily testing. They're getting it, but for an indefinite period of time. And one thing that stands out here and makes you wonder about not all college football teams, but certain or not. And we have to remember here, this when you talk about college sports, it can't just be about football. You know, even if you're talking in conversation about teams, every athlete that's taking part in a college sport is going to be tested. You're not just talking about the football players here. So the NFL estimates that the bill for testing for the season, training camp to the end of the season, would be around $75 million, which honestly to the NFL is a drop of the bucket. That averages to $2.3 million per team. Do university athletic departments have that kind of budget to just throw in $2.3 million to do whatever sort of testing, daily testing? I know that the NFL and universities are going to be doing testing on a much different schedule, but I mean, this shows you one reason I think why in some cases some universities are testing just based upon symptoms, and why some universities are testing on a more regular basis. But here's the richest professional league in all of American sports, and just throwing in $2.3 million per team to test daily for now. And again, that's a drop in the bucket for these teams. But I don't think it is for university athletic departments.
No, you're right, but I also think, too, how bad do they want football? And how bad which they do. I'm saying that's rhetorical, but I mean, if they want to play bad enough, I mean, and you'll see schools, if you cut back here because you need to test more here, that's what you're going to have to do. Now, which 2.3 million, like if that was the same number for just SEC football, then you got to do the same for volleyball. You got to do the same for a blank, but like the fall, we'll say all fall sports, which pretty much quadruples that almost in a sense. So it'd be I would feel like it'd be probably an even steeper bill for colleges, maybe even close to like $4 million. But if you can almost like quote unquote guarantee there's a season, and you've got some form of revenue coming in, whether that be from TV deals, whether that be if SEC and ACC strike up a non-conference, one-game non-conference deal where you get money coming back into it. If you can guarantee that, then you can justify, okay, well, that's how we're going to allocate those resources to go back to testing. It's something that they're going to. I don't think there's much of a choice for teams to not be prepared to do this in the college ranks.
Yeah,
maybe not necessarily on the every other day level like the NFL, but and that's just the bare bones of it. They're going to have to be prepared to do it.
Well, and the turnaround time for these tests is so important, not just in sports, but really in general life sense. And it's terrible optics when there are people that wait in a line in their car for hours in many cases for a test that they won't get the result from for a week or 5 days. And yet professional sports leagues are able to find a way to do testing on a daily basis and have the turnaround time to know whether or not somebody is tested positive. I mean, it is a society that has some pretty huge disparities between the rich and the poor. Man, there's one instance of another one. Now, one aspect that the NFL has and the Players Association, I don't even know if they've touched on this for right now, but this might end up being where the sticking point lies, is the money. The money, right? So they've agreed to no preseason games, so they've got the ramp up the way that the players would like it to be without having any preseason games, but they haven't figured out how they're going to do the money right now, and they're going to have to figure out how you divvy the money out on bonuses, on statistical bonuses, on game rates. You know, players, as I understand, players get full salaries if there's one game played in the season. You know, I know the contracts aren't guaranteed, but essentially the NFL would be on the hook for full salaries if there's no new agreement put on if they play one game. And they want to change this up, and I think the NFL is going to have to change it up, just because the business model could implode if you're on the hook for all full salaries if one game is played. So this is the next thing for the NFL to worry about. And if the Players Association says, hey, until we know how the money is divvied out, we're not sending anybody to camp. Well, then training camp is delayed and the season is delayed. I mean, remember how long it took for the players in baseball and the owners to come to a money agreement. Nobody was officially practicing until they did. And maybe the NFL be in the same boat. How quickly can they come to this agreement? Halftime back right after the break.
Governor Asa Hutchinson here on the Morning Rush.
I don't know how the public will react whenever you have a football player that tests positive. Will people feel comfortable pulling that one student out, isolating them, and going on about the game? We're going to have positive tests, and we have to deal with it just like we do in the work setting, in our family setting. Life doesn't stop.
Don't miss the Morning Rush. Weekdays from 6 till 9. Only on ESPN 95.3.
Up to $10,000 off on 2020 Ford F-150s at Harry Robinson's Salisal Ford. The Ford F-150, the #1 selling truck for over 40 years. Now only $34,875. That's up to $10,000 off. Or get a 2020 Ford Escape, only $20,999. Or the 2020 Ford Fusion, only $18,999 at Harry Robinson's Salisal Ford. 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Salisal.
Harry Robinson, Salisal Ford.
Kubota and Gray Brothers have teamed up to bring you special pricing on all Kubota cab tractors to help you keep cool during your hay baling and brush hogging activities. And if you're looking at cleanup from the recent storms, try Kubota's skid steers and excavators with special pricing and low-term financing. Now's the time for a new Kubota at Gray Brothers Equipment in Fort Smith and Poto, where if you pick orange, you'll never get a lemon.
Hi, this is Melissa with True Grit Running Company. It's a difficult time right now, and social distancing is vitally important. That's why I'm here to encourage you to keep running. It's a great way to exercise in solitude, build up your immune system, and keep from going stir-crazy. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more tips on how to take care of yourself during this time. And remember, just keep running. This has been brought to you by True Grit Running Company, 6808 Rogers Avenue, Suite B, behind Chick-fil-A.
This time of year is hectic, and we know you have things to do and places to be. Southern Tire Mart can help you get there and save you money on America's most trusted brands like Michelin and B.F. Goodrich. Take advantage of our $29.95 oil change, which includes a 27-point vehicle inspection. Come see us at Southern Tire Mart just off I-540 at exit 14 in Fort Smith today for quality Michelin and B.F. Goodrich tires and the best-in-class service. Get where you need to be with Michelin, B.F. Goodrich, and Southern Tire Mart.
906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge, now open Tuesday through Saturday, still serving all the 906 specialty items, with new menu items including fish and chips, classic club sandwiches, Caesar and Cobb salads, dine in or carry out, wines, top shelf spirits, and handcrafted cocktails and cigars, all in an atmosphere that feels more like a destination, following all of the state guidelines in a state-of-the-art air filtration system for your safety. 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge, defining nightlife in downtown Fort Smith. Doors open Tuesday through Saturday at 4 p.m.
Was your roof damaged by recent storms? Don't fall victim to out-of-town contractors and fly-by-night repairmen. Trust the local roofing professionals at Able Roofing. Call their local number, 474-0006, for a free roof inspection. Never trust something as important as the roofing system on your home to a storm chaser. Able Roofing, 474-0006, will work with your insurance company. Call now for your free roof inspection, 474-0006. Able Roofing, the hometown roofers.
Hello, sports fans. I know you are ready for sports to return. Hi, this is Sherry Traylor with Floyd Traylor Honda, and we have been proud to be your local hometown dealer for over 43 years. Come out and see us at 3200 South Zero Street and see all of our models we have in stock. Or give us a call at 479-434-5975. And you can check out our full inventory online at trailerhonda.net. And remember to please buy local.
This is ESPN 95.3. You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Jenkins.
Jones out high. Pons is out to face up on him. 15 on the shot clock. Jones going to try an NBA three from the top of the key, and it's good. He lulled Eve Pons to sleep, buried the three. He's got 28.
I know this was something we brought up with Connor O'Gara yesterday, and I think this is something that pops up around college football ideas in a pretty usual way over about a 2 or 3 year basis. The idea of a 4 mega conference set of college football teams separating themselves from the rest of the pack and essentially destroying or doing without the Big 12 and moving some teams out of the SEC into a different league and capitalizing on regionalization of the sport. And this is I think it's an idea that a lot of us like in some cases, but you wondered when the sport of college football would need to make a change, would actually have to make a change because the way that business was done no longer works. You know, paying certain schools that are at a lower level $1.5 million to come to you on the off chance that maybe they beat you, and doing it because you know you're going to make tons of money just on the gate receipts alone. You know, and there's been the movement to it's certainly in the SEC, and we've seen this recently, to get better non-conference matchups just so you have better games for your television audience that will tune out, and to induce more people to stick around in games longer. You know, and the idea of a 16-team SEC, 16 teams in the Big 16, 16 in the ACC, and 16 in the Pac-16, well, then you end up with something smack down that makes quite a bit of sense, at least geographically, and it makes sense numbers-wise. Does it make sense monetarily, financially? And that's where the question will have to be answered in the future.
So when you look at this, and you can find this on Saturday Down South if you want to follow along with us, and you can find this also in the SEC in this new division, which this comes from a gentleman by the name Kyle Umling. He's a college football stats expert. In the SEC West, you've got your regular, you've got Arkansas, A&M, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, LSU. You add Texas, Oklahoma, and Oklahoma State. And over in the East, you've got Florida, Tennessee, adding Alabama to the Eastern Division. South Carolina, Georgia, Vandy, Auburn moves over to the East, and Kentucky. And we already complained about the SEC West being difficult. My God, you get rid of Alabama and Auburn, then you bring in Oklahoma and Texas. I know this is far-fetched, and just for also clarification, Missouri would move to the Big 16, and I believe that is the only change as far as SEC schools is concerned.
Yeah, you take Georgia out of the SEC. Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Georgia is here in the
Georgia,
SEC.
yeah, they're in
over
the,
here
yeah.
on the East. I thought you were removing Georgia from that.
No, they put Missouri in the Big 16. But I mean, when you look at, I know this is far-fetched, and the chances of this are not necessarily slim to none, but unlikely, I guess I could say. That makes sense to me. If there's anything that this old crap that we've been dealing with right now with COVID-19 and how they're scheduling and different things like that, you're fixing to see a lot more college programs once this is all said and done, or we start to move past this and find vaccines or whatever it may be. Regardless of how this thing turns out, regional opponents are fixing to become super prominent. And if this is the route that they want to go, and we've talked extensively too about college football or the the Power 5 moving away from the NCAA and creating kind of like their own unique bubble in a sense. This is a way to do it. And if you're wanting to go regional, particularly in the SEC, you don't get much more regional than that. You just pretty much have every Southern school with the exception of Missouri in your conference.
It's a nice pipe dream to look at, but realistically, this can't happen in the near future because of the way that membership is done and the way that schools are accepted into members into conferences and kicked out, and the television contracts that these conferences have, they don't all end in the same year. It's feasible to think of an 8-team division that's got Texas, LSU, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Arkansas, Texas A&M. But taking Oklahoma and Oklahoma State out of the Big 12, or just removing the Big 12 from this, sounds like a great idea, but I just don't know how you line it up financially so that it works. Look at it this way. Like the Big 10 and the SEC pay their schools or disperse more money to their schools by far than what the Big 12 or the ACC or the Pac-12 do, and nobody's going to want that to change. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I mean, if you're adding 16, if you're adding 2 more teams to the SEC, then you're diluting the money pool. I guess maybe you can sell your television rights a little better if you've got 16 to pick from. But I mean, this feels like a utopian setting for college football, like the completely unachievable perfect world that would have great big school matchups week 1 through week 12 and the perfect way to figure out a champion. But there's some problems with this, I mean, and it's not like Rutgers really matters very much to college football, but Rutgers has membership in the Big 10, and they're not on this plan. There's no Rutgers here on this plan to be any of these Big 16 teams or any of the teams that are in any other leagues there that this guy put together. I mean, you're moving UCF, you're moving Boise State into power categories, which they are, but they're not in those leagues that state that they're a Power 5 school.
You're right. I mean, the chances of this particular thing, like you just said,
sounds. It would be fun. It would be a
it'd
great
be incredible.
world. You'd play everybody in your own division every year, and then play 3 out of the other division in your league, and you'd have a great 10-game season. It would, I mean, maybe that's just the league games, and then you still have a couple of non-conference that you schedule from somebody that's close by. But this, to me, would be the way I'd love to see it. I think that a separation between Power 5 and Group of 5 would be good for college football. Of course, financially, you got to figure out how it works.
Hacker and Harrison texted and he says Texas, Notre Dame, and BYU, for that matter, would never join a Big 4 conference. They would they'd make less money.
Well, Notre Dame right now might be in a position where they don't have a choice but to join a conference fully for at least this year. And then, it's like the whole idea of the designated hitter in the National League this year. It is pretty difficult to go back to the way things were. Once the horse is out of the barn, I guess you could say, all right, this is just 1 year, next year pitchers hit. We'll see if that's the case. Once Notre Dame actually does become an ACC school this year, if that's what happens, is it really that easy just to go back to the way things were before? I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it is really that simple. But I have a feeling it really isn't that simple.
I do. Oh my God, my voice cracked. Excuse me. I do think, though, maybe not necessarily drastic changes like this, but you're going to start seeing, like I mentioned earlier, you're going to see a lot more regionally scheduled opponents now. Whether or not Arkansas and Texas will ever play again, but I really do believe you're going to see Arkansas and Oklahoma maybe strike up like a 3 or 4 game deal. Oklahoma State, some of those the bigger college programs, A, to get good matchups, B, because they're close to Fayetteville, if you do travel away from Fayetteville, it's a bus ride, it's a quick, short commercial flight, whatever it may be.
Well, let's see. I've been told to delete my account after I tweeted the way I eat a Kit Kat.
You don't have to go that far.
it's pretty much. I love being the odd man out every once in a while. This works. This works for me. I don't mind. Wade asks about Notre Dame, BYU going to a conference too. I'd read where the independents outside of Notre Dame are even talking now about a scheduling alliance that would be home and home for football for the upcoming season. So who are the independents left after Notre Dame? I remember, back when I first was a college football fan, almost all the teams in the Northeast were independents. Now there's hardly any of them. New Mexico State, UMass, Brigham Young, Army, and then Notre Dame. There's 7 of them. That's it. Liberty would be one. Liberty, UConn, home and home. Buy your tickets. You got a lot of fun to get that one. Well, Notre Dame's not going to be an independent for this next year. And they're only independent, quasi-independent, in the one sport anyway. But, hey, if that's the one sport that moves to this four-league draw-up, what's to say Notre Dame wouldn't be in one of those leagues? 877-377-6963. We're heading into the home stretch on halftime, and we are right back.
Build your business with 100% fiber, internet, voice, and cloud services from Ritter Communications. Whether you're a one-man woodworking shop who needs fast, reliable internet complete with TV service, or you're a construction enterprise needing managed voice and networking to connect your multiple sites, our helpful, Arkansas-based team will create a custom solution for you. Visit RitterBusiness.com or give them a call at 888-336-4249 to learn more.
It could be a routine drive to pick up the kids after school or an epic road trip across the country. No matter where your travels take you, we know those miles count. We're Marathon. We have over 5,700 stations across our great nation. Our people are working hard every day to provide you with quality top-tier gasoline to improve engine performance and fuel your life. Marathon, fueling the American spirit.
Barley is the soul of Budweiser. That's why we've been working with the same family-owned American farms for more than 50 years to harvest it. The secrets to growing this grain perfectly have been passed down through 3 generations. For them, it's a legacy. And it's why only the best barley and locally sourced ingredients are used to make Budweiser. Budweiser is proudly raised across America. This Bud's from our barley farmers. This Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Budweiser Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Attention Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative members. Do you need a better internet provider? One who treats you like a member and not a number? Then check out our new fiber internet services from Wave Rural Connect. We are bringing state-of-the-art, high-speed fiber internet, TV, and phone services right into your home. If you are an Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative member, go to waveruralconnect.com to sign up. That's waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-4WAVE-RC. Arkansas Valley Electric Cooperative and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Your locally owned TGI Fridays in Fort Smith is now open for dine-in, curbside to go, and delivery for both lunch and dinner, 7 days a week. TGI Fridays is taking your safety seriously, following every guideline. Enjoy Fridays favorites like appetizers, burgers, sandwiches, salads, all the great Fridays, signature entrees, kids meals, and great desserts. TGI Fridays, now open for dine-in, curbside to go, and delivery. Call 479-484-0906. That's 484-0906. Or order online at Fridays.com. Your locally owned TGI Fridays at I-540 in Rogers and Fort Smith.
Hey, show us your crack. What?
Nah, they're talking about the crack in your windshield.
Oh, now that makes sense. Mr. Autoglass and ESPN Arkansas are teaming up to replace your broken, cracked windshield. Just go to hitthatline.com and send us a picture of your cracked windshield. One lucky entrant will get a new windshield from Mr. Autoglass in Fort Smith. Show us your crack from Mr. Autoglass and hitthatline.com.
We're here to tell you about Boost Mobile's new upgraded network.
That's right. Stronger signal, faster speeds, and more coverage.
So now you can get everything you want faster, like Pitbull's music.
No, the new upgraded network means you can download music faster than ever before. It doesn't mean that it will make Pitbull songs faster.
Oh, so this isn't the song.
No, this is the song.
Well, this is embarrassing.
Step up with Boost Mobile's new upgraded network. Stronger signal, faster speeds, more coverage than before. Switch and get 4 unlimited lines for $25 per line per month and 4 free LG K51 phones. Access to upgraded network requires compatible device. New customers only. 4-line offer requires at least 1 port and activation from eligible carrier. Free phone limited to 1 per line while supplies last. Customers using more than 35 gigabytes of data during billing cycle may be deprioritized during times of congestion. Offers and coverage not available everywhere. Additional terms and restrictions apply. See boostmobile.com or retailer for full details.
This is ESPN 95.3. Want more halftime? Make sure to listen to the Halftime Pod, presented by Jeff's Clubhouse, Fort Smith's premier place for lunch, brunch, and catering. Give them a call at 479-308-9123. The Halftime Pod is available on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify.
Let's do a podcast from right here in the booth.
Now, back to the guys. Here's Phil Elson, Matty T, and SmackDown.
30 minutes left here on halftime. We'll close it out later on with a Get Off My Lawn. Promise I'm not going to break that one on you, SmackDown, for going after me for the way I like to eat my candy bars.
I can't promise the same thing to you, too.
Okay. All right. That's fine. Did you ever listen to Jock Jams?
Oh, yes.
Remember the ESPN Jock Jams?
Absolutely.
How many versions of that came out? I mean, that was at least 4 or 5 different ESPN Jock Jams. That was like that was one of the most played CDs in my car for a good 5 years there. How many different Jock Jams albums came out? But it's been a while since Jock Jams, romped around in people's cars. Not like anybody's really making CDs very much these days. Looks like there were just 2 of them. There should have been more. But
I think I'm saying where there was 5.
5? I thought there was more than 2. Well, ESPN is releasing their Hall of Fame hype hits.
This is an interesting list. It's a very interesting list.
Well, do we have sound of all of this? Because if you're doing music,
we do.
I would imagine.
I will say it. Some
they
of
didn't put any profane lyrics on here, did they?
I don't know if there is, but I'm going to tell you the ones to skip past just because I love you. And
does Cardi B, does she use profane language?
I would say,
skip past Cardi B. But
anything from Cardi B, unfortunately, might have a certain refer to anatomical parts.
Number 10 on this list was Bodak Yellow by Cardi B, which, boys, I can attest to you, high school kids lose their mind when the song comes on. It is a good song.
I had never heard it before.
It's catchy. It is very catchy. It's not the best song in the world, but it is very catchy.
I like Enter Sandman. That is a fantastic song for relief pitchers. And when I had the horseshoe mustache going on, that's how I would wake up in the morning. Yeah, I'd wake up and just play Enter Sandman because I felt, I was getting out of my bullpen. I was ready to blow some cheese.
You're trying to be Mariano Rivera.
Well, he was always clean shaven, so I don't think I looked quite as good as Mariano did. Yankees would have never allowed that.
That's number 9 on the list. Number 8, we're going to skip past this one, but it's Truth Hurts by Lizzo.
I like Lizzo. She's terrific.
She's fantastic.
She's really grown on me.
Number 7, the fantastic one, Seven Nation Army.
You can play that one, right?
Yeah, Seven Nation Army is fantastic.
Yeah, that's really good. That's a good running song. These are the songs that are going to get your pace up, and you don't realize how fast you're running until the song's over, and you slow down, and you're sucking wind.
Yes. Easy one for me, and how it's number 6, I'll never know because it's easily my favorite, and it's Lose Yourself by Eminem. Oh, man.
Can you freestyle for us?
Did the music, the bone that you want, that you better never let.
Ahead. All right.
You can only get one shot to miss.
Is this the Mom Spaghetti song?
Yes. I just always hear Mom Spaghetti. Yeah. It's just my favorite.
You got to throw in Mom Spaghetti.
Do y'all remember what was it which award show was it when he showed up?
Was that the Oscars
was
this
it
past
the Oscar?
year?
Yeah. And everybody sitting in the stands was just, what?
Yeah.
And then I'm sitting in my bed and laying in bed watching this. I was like, this is fantastic, but love that one. Humble by Kendrick Lamar's a good one. That's number 5.
That's become really popular.
That's a really good one.
B word, be humble, so I'm probably not going to play
That's it. Yeah, you skip that one. Number 4, easily, Legendary.
Well, now, this should be followed every time with We Are the Champions. Those two are supposed to go back to back.
Were those originally, was that like one duo song, or did that just happen like for radio play? Because the way I always hear it, it goes right into the other one.
Well, I guess there are just some songs that always seem to come back to back. There's a couple of Zeppelin songs that always get sung back to back. Heartbreaker, Made, which is the same track but two different songs. This thing, the Queen, We Will Rock You and We Are the Champions are not on the same track. They're always played back to back.
See, I was never sure about that.
Number 3, I never really knew with 3, but Run the World by Beyonce. Number 2 is Timber by Pitbull.
Oh, you skipped right past Beyonce.
It's Beyonce. Nobody cares.
It's the Queen Bee.
Oh.
It's not just Pitbull. This is Kesha. More Kesha than Pitbull for me.
Absolutely.
And this one is...
End of the night is going down.
Oh, this is like a do-si-do, right?
Yeah.
Swing your partner round and round. Do my name is Pitbull.
Goodness gracious.
Number 1, I have no idea why this. It's a great song, but I have no idea why this song is number 1 on this list.
No. This isn't the greatest hype song of all time.
No.
This was the final scene of
the
The Sopranos.
Yep.
That's what this
Fade to
song
Black.
is known for. This is. I'm sorry. This is not the greatest hype.
I agree.
Hype hit of all time. ESPN.
Agree 100%. But heck of a list, though.
It's the greatest letdown for the end of a TV series.
I think. Didn't I hear that the show creator recently dropped?
He accidentally mentioned that he was
let
killed.
Everybody know that. Do you have to have a spoiler alert? I mean, it's been how many years now? How many years has it been
10 plus at least.
Since the black screen came over? At least 10, yeah. He let it slip. He didn't mean to. That Tony was killed. How could you think anything else? I mean, with everything that was happening around that time around the family.
Yeah, this is a weird.
All right,
top
well,
10.
I got a couple of songs that I've picked.
Yes,
that work for
This
me.
is Phil's Jock Jams.
Yeah, Phil's Jock Jams.
Is this what you listen to while you're eating a Kit Kat
the right way,
the wrong way?
No, usually when I eat a Kit Kat bar, I start with Careless Whisper. When I'm working out, though, I go with this. Any Pittsburgh kid's going to use this.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't know if that was the clean version or not, so I didn't want to go any further with that.
Yeah.
Now, this probably was the best hype song, I think, of the 90s.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Beastie Boys.
You can't help but get out of breath listening to this. All right, so I would go with Sabotage by the Beasties. There's any number of things by the Beastie Boys that work. Pressure by Billy Joel, I thought was a pretty good hype song.
You love some Billy Joel, don't you?
I do love some Billy Joel, and just about anything from the movie Rocky V, which means anything written by Vince DiCola will work. The training montage. I don't think DiCola's the one who did No Easy Way Out, but that works.
Forgive me for asking, what was the name of the song in Rocky V when he's... No, hang on. I'm thinking of it. Never mind. I'm thinking of a different one.
Rocky's the one with Tommy Morrison.
Thank you, Maddie. Which one was Rocky V? Was that the?
That's with Ivan Drago. No, that's No, Rocky.
Rocky V is the one with Tommy. Remember
Rocky IV.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I meant 4. See,
that's what I was thinking. I was like, certainly not Rocky V.
Rocky IV. Rocky V was the Tommy Morrison movie.
Rocky IV was
Rocky
the
IV.
Russian.
That's the one I'm talking about. That's the
Rocky,
one I meant.
Okay, Rocky IV. Okay. Now
Rocky
that we got
V is forgettable, highly forgettable.
Now that we're on the same page with that.
With the exception of the last line of the movie, which
Sue me?
was "Sue me for what?"
What was the name of the song when Rocky's working out towards about the middle part of the movie, right before he fights him?
The montage,
it's called training montage.
Yeah.
Okay. Of course, it's called training montage.
Yes. Why would it be called anything else? It pretty much tells you everything happening during the song. Montage. Yeah. It's wonderful, and of course you got to when I started running, I would listen to that and try to time running up the hill with the final part of the song when Rocky's scaling the mountain and gets to the top and screams "Drago" at the top of his lungs.
Yes.
Yeah. This one. This is a great hype song. It takes a little time to build up.
I wonder. I just need to know how much water spritz water did they put on his back during this? Because he is glistening.
That's real sweat.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I think it's funny. B.E. says that his hype song is "Loser" by Beck. Now there's a joke attached to that, but I'm gonna tell you what. And I don't believe in jinxes and anything, but my last year of high school baseball, we're playing for the city championship, and my friend picks me and four of our teammates up in his car, and in the car, what did he have playing? "Loser" by Beck. We were undefeated until that day and lost in the city championship game hours after listening to "Loser" by Beck. Huh? You think? Yeah? Jinx? Nah,
there's no such thing as jinx.
No such thing as a jinx. Don't tell me that there is either. Hey, we want you to show us your crack.
What?
In your windshield, Matty T.
Oh, you got
I meant
me.
the crack in your windshield.
Oh.
Just go to hitthatline.com.
I got to watch you guys.
Click on the Show Us Your Crack tab, and it takes just a second to send us a picture of your broken or cracked windshield. Really easy and simple. One lucky winner gets a new windshield from Mr. Autoglass on Towson Avenue in Fort Smith, and you can enter through the end of the month, so do it today. Show us your crack from Mr. Autoglass and hitthatline.com. And the cherry on the top of halftime is Get Off My Lawn. That is next.
The best TV experience in the nation is available locally with personal service from WOW World of Wireless, your neighborhood professional Dish authorized retailer. Dish has the Hopper 3, the most advanced DVR, and delivers a premium viewing experience. Tired of running out of DVR space? With the Hopper 3, you can record up to 2,000 hours of your favorite programming and watch your very own favorite channels and DVR recording anywhere you go on your phone or tablet. Call now, WOW World of Wireless at 877-305-DISH. That's 877-305-3474 for more details, or visit us online at shopwownow.com. Get the Hopper 3 today by calling WOW World of Wireless at 877-305-DISH. That's 877-305-3474, or online at shopwownow.com.
Monthly equipment fees and other restrictions apply. Recording hours vary. 2,000 hours based on SD programming. Remote viewing requires internet connection and compatible mobile device. World of Wireless has moved just a few miles east, next to Frank Rowe Furniture in Barling. Jelco Outdoors is your summertime get outside and have some fun headquarters. Fishing equipment, fishing kayaks, canoes, archery equipment, firearms for target shooting, and comfortable footwear for hiking. Jelco has all the great gear to make your time outdoors a great adventure. Hunters, it's time to get those game cameras out and start scouting for fall. Jelco Outdoors, your store for work and the great outdoors. 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
Miss Anna's on Towson is quickly becoming one of Fort Smith's favorite haunts. We're now serving breakfast from 6 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. 7 days a week. Blue Plate specials served Monday through Friday. And don't forget about 99-cent Pie Tuesday. So whether you're craving some of our great kickin' chicken or one of our world-famous desserts, Miss Anna's is the place to be. 5001 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith, 649-6300. That's 649-6300.
Need a little extra cash? Go see Rusty at Golden Gym Pond, 310 West Center in Greenwood. Get the money you need with loans on jewelry, guns, tools, and electronics. If you're looking for a gift, they have a large selection of jewelry to choose from, and Rusty can take care of all jewelry repair. Stop by Golden Gym Pond today, 310 West Center in Greenwood, or call 996-2792. Open 9 to 5:30 Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, and 9 to 3 on Wednesday. Golden Gym Pond.
We're now living in uncharted waters with the spread of COVID-19. With the partial closing of a lot of businesses, sadly, some will soon try and turn your possessions into their possessions. Guardtronic has been providing security for homes and businesses for over 60 years. Whether you need a camera system to keep an eye on things or a complete home security system, call Guardtronic 479-785-2323 or go online to guardtronic.com. We have so many worries these days, safety should not be one of them. License E50.
Hey, Ty Richardson for A Cut Above Lawn and Landscaping. They service commercial and residential lawns for weed management and fertilization for a lush, healthy lawn. Need bush hogging? They do that too. A Cut Above can make that driveway and fence look brand new with a good power washing. You don't have to put up with those unwanted pests either. Call today and get started with the flea, tick, and mosquito treatment to start enjoying the outdoors again. More than just a mowing service. They're A Cut Above. Call or text today at 479-719-5605. Lawn, landscaping, power washing, stump grinding, leaf removal, mulching, flea, tick, and mosquito control. 719-5605.
Tri-Hill Turf offers the highest quality turf and pest services. Hey, you say those are big words. Well, let's see. Tri-Hill Turf and Pest has a company agronomist, state and nationally certified technicians, free soil testing, and they even have precision GPS guided application equipment. Now that's high tech. For over 30 years, Tri-Hill Turf and Pest has used the latest application technology, and they strive for turf and pest excellence. They are your local turf and pest experts. Call the local team at 782-0404. Tri-Hill Turf and Pest.
This is ESPN 95.3. You're listening to Halftime with Phil Elson, Matty T, and Matt Jenkins.
2-2. Opens a drive way back to right field. You can kiss it goodbye. Two-run homer. Opens into the back of the visiting bullpen. And Arkansas leads 9-3.
Going to close it out here on a Tuesday on Halftime. Just letting you know, tomorrow we will have Clay Henry back with us and Dudley Dawson.
Hey!
It'd be good to talk with Dudley, who I know has recovered pretty well from the stroke that he'd suffered recently. Thursday is going to be a busy day. Bob Holt and Joan Neeson, former SI writer, we'll talk with her about the beginning of the baseball season. And also Mike Golick Jr. is confirmed for 1 o'clock on Thursday. So pretty busy week here on Halftime. All right, going to close out the show with Get Off My Lawn.
That is blasphemous. That is blasphemous. How dare you? How dare you say such a thing? That is insanity.
You're talking like a song from The Lion King. Stop that. It makes no sense.
Why would you say something so controversial yet so brave?
Just when I think you've said the stupidest thing ever, you keep talking.
This is ridiculous.
I'm calling my supervisor.
You're not going to amount to jack squat.
Get off my lawn.
Oh.
All right, so I'll start here with a little basketball. First, let me ask a question to you, SmackDown.
Okay.
You're more into the video games than I am right now. Have you ever twitched or watched a Twitch stream?
I have never twitched. I have watched a few very sparingly.
Okay, so I saw where Daniel Gafford was on a Twitch stream yesterday so that fans could watch him play NBA 2K and also ask him some questions at the same time. One of those questions had to do with his thoughts on embattled head coach Jim Boylan of the Chicago Bulls.
Okay.
They are 39-84 under Boylan's watch over a little more than a year and a half. And they're not in the NBA bubble, so they are not involved in this year's postseason. That's 3 straight years the Bulls are out of the postseason, longest stretch in the post Michael Jordan era. Well, Daniel Gafford, these were his words, word for word, on the question about Jim Boylan. Quote, "I'm going to answer this question, but I'm not going to read it out." And then he stops and reconsiders and then says, "As a matter of fact, I will read it out. Do you like Jim Boylan?" He eyed.
He what?
He eyed. I think he means he's all right.
Oh,
he's okay.
They left
and
the letter
usually, when somebody says "I," they really just mean meh.
Meh.
Yeah.
It's another way of saying meh.
Yes, very true.
It's not a ringing endorsement.
Gafford continues, "I don't like him a lot, but he okay. Got some things he can work on. Got some things he can get better at as a person and as a coach.
Wow.
I'm not going to hate on him. I'm not going to hate on the man." And that was it. So he hates on him for about 4 sentences and then says he's not going to hate on him. That's usually how people get hated on these days, right? So, it's pretty interesting, too, because there's been so many rumors surrounding Boylan's future with the Bulls. Notorious penny pinching owner Jerry Reinsdorf is not really into paying 2 coaches at once. Firing a guy, paying a buyout, and then bringing on somebody else, especially in the middle of a pandemic where finances are a little bit iffy. And then you have, a reserve player in Daniel Gafford. I know we're all huge fans of Gafford, and I think he's got a bright NBA career, but he's someone who spent significant time in the G League this last year, averaged 15 minutes per game, and he's being very honest about his disapproval of the head coach, Jim Boylan. This can't spell good things for Jim Boylan's future as the head coach of the Chicago Bulls. But as far as Daniel Gafford's concerned, he can get off my lawn.
Oh, man. So this ties in with what we were talking about earlier as far as the hype music. Before I came here, obviously I was a teacher at BB High School, but I was also the public address announcer. I was in charge of like the game day experience, doing the announcing, but more or less music. And my biggest pet peeve is when people gripe about the music being too loud or changing the songs.
It's like you always said, if you think it's too loud, then you're too old, right?
Well, I never said that, but that's what I thought in my head. So, but my point is, tell me a sporting event or sporting venue where the music was so quiet that you couldn't hear it.
I'm having a hard time coming up with that.
The only reason I bring this up, it's not about sports isn't about the game anymore. The game is important, but it's all about the environment, and it's all about the experience that you create as a school. So get off my lawn, people that complain that music is too loud at sporting events.
That's a typical, get off my lawn request, is to turn the damn music down.
Well,
sounds like you kids are just listening to trash cans.
That was another thing.
All around.
Yeah, so like the kids all wanted to hear the hip hop rap, the Lizzo, Cardi B, all this trashy crap that has to. Sorry, this really irritates me. But then mom and dad come up, then they want to hear Bon Jovi, then
Captain and Tennille.
And they want to hear all these kids, and then I'll play it.
For Fears.
And then I'll play the song, and the kids are like, "Genius, what the hell is this that you're playing?" So, get off my lawn, anybody that complains about music that I play.
Hey, I'm trying to keep, 2 different generations happy at the same time, which, as we know, is completely impossible.
It really is.
That reminds me about Bill Valentine. I can get into a little Valentine story here, and I think I brought this up briefly recently. When we played at old Ray Winder Field, the old ballpark right there in the middle of town in War Memorial Park, Valentine would not allow batting practice music to be played. Like, it's the only ballpark in the country that no batting practice music would be played, because he made up a city ordinance about noise in the park during such and such hours.
What? Because there's not heavy traffic going by all the time too.
Right. And it's
and
not
a
like
zoo and there was an amusement park next door.
And it's also like, it's not like it's 7 o'clock. When 7 o'clock rolls around, the organist isn't just, belting out songs left and right. And we still, had fireworks when the team won a game at that point. So, the old guys love for having different reasons or ways to get somebody off their lawn. And sometimes that way is by making up a city ordinance. Usually that might work. That might work. And then I was the person in the middle. I was always in the middle between the front office and the players and the team. So they would come to me, why won't you play music for us? And so a couple times I would just put a CD in there when Bill went off to lunch in the middle of the day, and so, tell the folks in the office, like, all right, once you see Valentine's car come down the road,
switch it over to
lunch,
Perry Como.
Let me know so I can turn this off so I can keep my job.
Oh, JT in Hot Springs texted in. He's got that and to get off my lawn, but he says, my teammates and I had parents that always complained about our pregame music. So one night we played Hell's Bells, and we played the Bells to Hell's Bells and went into Bad Moon Rising. The parents cheered.
Oh, that was those kind of
hypocritical parents. Yes.
See, that's the sort of stuff that DJ Derek is doing at basketball games,
DJ Derek is
arena
incredible.
all the time.
Yeah,
he's bleeding one song into another that you didn't think worked.
Yep.
That's what JT. That's what JT was doing here.
Yeah, absolutely. Also,
JT, I know that you've been building houses in the 105-degree heat today, so maybe you've got a future in DJing sporting events in the air conditioning.
Bring it on. He also says you two need to get off his lawn because you're eating Kit Kats the wrong way at all. And I completely agree. You two can get off my lawn today. Last one I've got, too. Apparently, I'm going to say get off my lawn to any British couple today. Oh, thought The Undertaker was coming to get me. Get off my lawn to any British couple. Apparently, Brits have a very strong opinion about fast food restaurants. 1 in 10 Brits claim that we start over. 1 in 10 Brits claim that going for a sneaky McDonald's run without their partner is just as bad as cheating and is the ultimate betrayal.
But you're not having sex with your McDonald's hamburger, though, right?
Well, apparently. A poll of 1,000 people found that 1 in 20 would break up with their other half if they went to a drive-thru without asking them first.
These are all failing relationships anyway. They're
Right.
just looking for a way out.
Oh, it gets worse. 1 in 5 fast food fans in Britain said that the taste of a Big Mac again was better than a pay raise.
What?
And that's not all either. As fast food fans are so dedicated to McDonald's that they rated the feeling of a Big Mac after a long break as being on par with the birth of their first child.
Wow, this just confirms the thoughts I've had about British cuisine and food taste
It
for
really
a
is
long time.
A further 13% said it was better than their wedding day, which could ruffle a few feathers if their partner found out that they said that. So get off my lawn. Britain couples thinking McDonald's is better than cheating.
They're basically just telling their partners, get off my lawn if you ever go to McDonald's without
Pretty much.
me. That's like that's 8-year-old logic. It's too bad. Is there a restaurant that you would consider breaking up with somebody because they went there without you? Like there's a lot of couples have like, oh, that's our place. That's our restaurant. We have to go there together. You can't ever go there with somebody else.
I would get upset with my parents when I was in high school and college if they would do like a steakhouse or something like that, because steaks are like easily probably my favorite meal of all time if they did it without me.
Well,
that's a good question.
Yeah, Brits pretty much their contribution. They're like the Cincinnati of world cuisine for Cincinnati and the American cuisine. When your donation to American cuisine is basically goopy chili on spaghetti, I'm going to discount people's opinion from Cincinnati. Brits, when your contribution to world cuisine is fish and chips, yeah, I'm not paying attention to what you care about food after that. We'll be back with you tomorrow. Get up there, get out there, and get better.
Charlie's Philly Steak, located in the food court at Central Mall, is open and ready to serve you the best Philly steak sandwich, cheese fries, and much more. Each sandwich is made with 100% USDA choice steak, 100% all-white chicken breast, fresh deli meats, all-natural cheeses, and hand-cut veggies. When you're at Charlie's Philly Steaks, you simply can't go wrong. Come see us. Charlie's Philly Steaks, open for business in the food court at Central Mall.
Full-time farmers, hobby farmers, and landowners, your time is important. Make the most out of that time with a brand new Branson tractor from Bush Machine & Tractor in Fort Smith. With tractors from 19 to 105 horsepower, we have a tractor that will fit your needs. Ask Bush Machine & Tractor about their special financing options and free loader rebates. Bush Machine & Tractor in Fort Smith is Arkansas's #1 Branson dealer. Check their inventory at bushtractor.com.